hot mess that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not three, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this. Not to mention what they did at that debate, where once again, they tried to fact check only one side, and then when their fact checks got fact checked, they cowered. They cowered in fear. I mean, this is a pattern with them.
And by the way, out there, that hat that you keep wearing, that red hat that says "Make America Great Again," that tells people that you go along with this. So you might as well just put a swastika on the hat.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Because we see it anyway.
I'm not going to defend Donald Trump ever, but I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap, because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country, and I don't hate it.
Think you've seen intense debates? Think again. Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly just delivered a verbal takedown the hosts of The View won't forget anytime soon. In a fiery exchange that pushed the limits, these two dismantled nearly every argument thrown their way. What happened? A heated clash that felt more like a championship bout than a talk show. One you'll want to watch again and again.
I get you're enjoying the karma. First of all, I'm going to talk about this at the end of my show next week, teaser. But there is no fucking thing as karma, okay? Get over that. Whoopi attacks me on a regular basis. She says stupid shit on a regular basis. They just happen to coincide.
Won't want to miss this unforgettable showdown. Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly, 2 of the most outspoken voices in media, stepped into the spotlight and didn't hold back. What followed was a sharp, no-nonsense exchange that has the internet buzzing. This wasn't your average political debate. It was more like a verbal roast. With pointed sarcasm, sharp reasoning, and unfiltered truth, Maher and Kelly delivered one tough hit after another. The hosts of The View tried to respond, but when you're up against media veterans firing on all cylinders, there's only so much you can do.
Anna Navarro, in your wildest imagination, you could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate in whatever space he goes to. Hot mess that they air in the mornings called The View had to issue not one, not two, not 3, but 4 corrections, legal corrections, 4 legal notes. We only have 3 of them on camera, but look at this.
I have another legal note.
My God.
Both Trump and Pam Bondi have denied allegations of a quid pro quo. I have a legal note.
You want to take this one, Joy, or are you
Matt
good?
Gaetz has long denied all allegations and has not been charged with any crime.
Let's talk. Bill Maher. He's not your typical talk show host. He challenges everyone, doesn't care who he offends, and speaks his mind, especially when it ruffles feathers. When he takes aim, it's never subtle. He once compared Whoopi Goldberg to someone who throws dodgeballs at people's faces while others play nice. That tells you everything about his style: blunt, bold, and unfiltered. So when Maher went after The View, it wasn't a calm discussion, it was a direct hit. His first target? Joy Behar. Maher criticized her for always playing it safe, recycling the same talking points, and avoiding real debate. In his view, she's all sound bites. No substance.
That's the problem in America.
But
There is one view,
Right, and that's
one
clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can go sit in the corner. Can we just understand that part of our sorry racial history in this country is that the point of view from a black person is often going to be very different and sometimes shocking to a white person. I pulled the quote from
Then's Whoopi Goldberg, known for playing the wise, been there, done that voice on The View. She often presents herself as the seasoned expert in the room, but Bill Maher wasn't buying it. He called her out for acting like the authority, while repeating the same predictable views you hear on every mainstream outlet. Maher joked that Whoopi's version of being thoughtful often comes off as outdated or just plain off the mark, something people politely nod at to avoid awkwardness. His message was clear. If you want to be the voice of reason, you've got to say something that actually makes sense. According to Maher, Whoopi's commentary feels more like recycled talking points than real insight, and just when things couldn't get worse for The View, Megyn Kelly stepped in less humor, more heat. While Maher hits with wit, Kelly came in with pure, no-nonsense energy, ready to dismantle anything that didn't hold up on
as the 47th President of the United States, yay, on January 20th of this month. Not everyone's happy about it, and many people would like us to be more focused on the insurrection that he personally unleashed. If you ask them, as we discussed earlier, they think it's as bad as like the Holocaust, and you don't have to take my word for it. Here is Sunny Hostin of
January
The View
6th was an
today.
atrocity. It was one of the worst moments in American history. And when you think about the worst moments in American history, like World War II, things that happened, like the Holocaust, chattel slavery.
Yeah, the January 6th is right up there next to
Megyn Kelly, is the type to call out nonsense with logic so sharp it cuts through everything. When she went after The View, things got real uncomfortable real fast. First, she took on Sunny Hostin. Sunny loves discussing race and justice, but often seems out of her depth. Kelly, with her legal and journalism background, didn't hold back. She exposed the flaws in Sunny's arguments, leaving her scrambling. Next up, Ana Navarro, who's known for lecturing on political correctness but often contradicts herself. Kelly didn't waste time calling out Navarro's double standards, pointing out the gap between what she preaches and how she acts. The hypocrisy was too obvious to ignore.
But it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term, because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice. Who's not for that?
Among of smiles or self-patting could hide the contradictions. Megyn Kelly exposed. She went after Whoopi next, and this time, it was full courtroom mode. Using her legal expertise, Kelly tore apart Whoopi's stance on cancel culture and free speech, making it look easy. Whoopi, who often plays the wise elder, ended up looking clueless when Kelly grilled her on the First Amendment. By the end, Whoopi looked not just out of touch, but reckless. When Maher and Kelly were done, The View hosts looked like they were out of their league. This wasn't a simple debate. It was a battle of intellect, and Maher and Kelly took the win.
saying it's somewhat stomach-turning, but we have a clip. Let's watch.
Word has just come down that Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. Wave.
They're disgusting. She's Ana Navarro. In your wildest imagination, you could never solo host a show. You will only ever make it as part of an ensemble, and you could never hope to achieve the success that Tucker Carlson has. So you can sit in your little cheap seats all day long and enjoy your little negative henpecking, but your careers are going nowhere, and Tucker is about to dominate. Came out and said she's about as pro-choice as they come. And here was the reaction on The View.
I think she hates him.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all
That's a
agree on
given.
that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
Would you look? This is a network that still runs out fact checks to these women, like it's concerned about them staying factual. She hates Trump. She doesn't want to be near him. She doesn't want to be president again. She destroyed the Rose Garden, and she hates Christmas. That is what passes for news on a network. They did a...
When the dust settled, the View crew looked like they'd just been schooled in humility, and the craziest part? They didn't even realize what hit them. Maher and Kelly didn't just win. They made a statement. They proved that the flashy, fake gloss of mainstream media crumbles under real wit and sharp intellect. They stripped away the pretentious buzzwords, political correctness, and virtue signaling, revealing a lot of noise and little substance. They exposed The View for what it really is, a recycled echo chamber for tired political talking points, not a space for genuine, diverse conversation. So, next time you watch The View, remember, Maher and Kelly already left those hosts eating their dust. It's almost too ironic. The View, supposed to be educating the public, can barely keep up with reality, serving up more Twitter trends than deep analysis.
When Alyssa pointed out that Trump went to the funeral of Officer Diller.
Yes.
On Long Island, and Joe Biden went to a podcast. Look at Whoopi Goldberg's reaction.
Choose what you like there, but for Republicans, it was good imagery.
Really?
One day later, yes.
And I'm asking that because I was so offended because,
View loves to boast about being an educational platform for the masses. But when Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly step in and tear them apart effortlessly, you realize The View couldn't teach a goldfish how to swim. It's like watching inflatable pool toys race an Olympic swimmer. The brainpower gap is that glaring. Bill Maher, with his savage sarcasm and sharp commentary, doesn't just make noise, he takes the audience through real intellectual growth. His takes are layered, thoughtful, and not the recycled nonsense The View serves up. While Whoopi Goldberg parades around as the voice of reason, Maher's perspective comes from decades of tackling real-world issues, not just parroting cable news. Talking points. Then there's Megyn Kelly, the intellectual equivalent of a surgical strike. She's precise, deadly, and unafraid to smash through political correctness.
Jews.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Maher, who has been the standard bearer for liberalism and in many ways leftism until the woke went bananas in this last decade, but for decades, that's what this guy has represented in America. I want you to note the tone they all talk with him. I want you to look at Sonny Hostin's body language and the way they look at him and everything else. Just because he is a lefty who hasn't gone completely bananas, here they are.
Everybody.
Right.
We can have platforms that have stuff on them that not everyone on that platform or who consumes stuff on that platform enjoys. And The View is a particularly weird place to do a cancellation.
It's called The View?
It's called The View. It's not called The Facts.
Yeah, but
It's
isn't it interesting that it's called, I don't think they meant this when Barbara Walters invented it a long time ago, but it's The View.
Well,
that's the problem in America.
But
There is
clearly,
one view.
Right, and
one
that's clearly
true opinion, and everybody else can...
To be real, the gap between Bill Maher and Megyn Kelly's intellectual firepower and The View's tired talking points is massive. It's like putting a chess grandmaster against a toddler with a plastic toy set. While The View is stuck in their echo chamber, Maher and Kelly are sparking real debates, challenging the system, and offering bold perspectives. The View isn't always wrong, but they're too wrapped up in politically correct fluff to tackle real issues. They're chasing that safe, feel-good vibe, while Maher and Kelly are calling out hypocrisy, dropping thoughtful critiques, and shaking up the establishment. Maher and Kelly didn't just challenge The View, they obliterated it. This wasn't just a media clash. It was a wake-up call to everyone spoon-fed the same old politically correct nonsense. Maher and Kelly aren't here for entertainment. They're exposing how weak and hollow the mainstream narrative has become. You enjoyed this breakdown? Hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.